Hello everyone and welcome to another Pokemon Pocket video. Today we're going to be looking at another deck that I built today, and this is going to be a budget Fire Blaine deck. I did sort of build this today and play around with it a little bit just to see what was possible and how far you can really take a deck that doesn't have any EX Pokemon in, because right now that's probably the biggest sort of limiting factor to most players' collections is, oh, do you have one or two of these EX Pokemon that you need for this, like, you know, perfect deck build or whatever. So I did want to check out Blaine. I did actually only get Blaine recently, but yeah, it's a trainer card, and I do recommend, if you can, just getting hold of the trainer cards, even if you have to use your tickets on them, because they're just pretty good, honestly. You look at the amount of times like Sabrina, Giovanni, Misty, so on are being played, and because they're neutral, kind of neutral, Blaine isn't, but you know, there's a few that are neutral, like Giovanni, like Sabrina. They're worth at least looking at acquiring if you don't already have them yet. So that's probably the big factor, is like you will need two Blaines to sort of go max out with this list. But outside of that, it seems fairly gettable. And as with a lot of my deck lists recently, very streamlined, very straightforward. This list, we only run two different Pokemon lines. So here we have Vulpix, and then we have Ponyta. Vulpix evolves to Ninetails, Ponyta evolves into a Rapidash. And the idea with this list, basically, is to just go just as fast as possible in burning out your opponent. So while your opponent's trying to build up for these slower strategies, this just gives you the ability to really burst out damage. A lot of people talk about, oh, you should put some more Pokemon in, put Magmar in, and you could put Magmar in. There's plenty of ways to experiment with this list. If you have, say, EX Moltres, you could try that in here as well. But this is just a budget, clean list. So let's take a deeper look. The idea really here is we want to play Vulpix and Ponyta very early. Obviously, we'll guarantee one of them because that's how the game works in the start. And then we want to just get to instant Rapidash evolve, instant Ninetales evolve as quickly as possible, and start beating up the early Pokemon from the opponent. And Rapidash, although does low damage, does only have that one total like fire investment. So you put that on the Ponyta, that's done for the rest of the game. Even if you evolve it, you're finished. And even though it only hits for 40, it doesn't look like much, because you can just keep chunking away from like turn 2 onwards, well, turn 3 onwards, depending. It does start to add up pretty quickly. Ninetales, on the other hand, has a much stronger attack at 90, but you do have to discard an energy. So because this deck just runs these two Pokemon, if you put one energy on a Rapidash, all the rest of your energy can go into funneling Ninetales power, because the Rapidash is already done and dusted, unless you do retreats. So yeah, we do 90 for Ninetales, 40 for Rapidash, but these get online very quickly. And it's with the items that really help this deck work. So we do have the two potions, because our Pokemon aren't exactly super tanky. We have the X speeds, even though both these Pokemon only cost 1. Making them cost 0 to retreat is great, and because we sort of play them out pretty quick, you might want to keep swapping them in and out, or like swapping a Ninetales in to be able to burst something down out of nowhere. So 2X speeds is good. 2 Pokeballs, 2 Professors, the usual suspects right now. But here, I've actually been testing double Blaine, double Giovanni. So first, Giovanni is just plus 10 damage for that turn with your, you know, the damage your Pokemon do, or attacks specifically. That's a conversation for a different day. So Giovanni's plus 10 damage, and then Blaine is plus 30 damage from a Rapidash or a Ninetales, which is where the deck comes together. So suddenly, your opponent could be expecting to survive a 40 damage Rapidash, a Fire Main. Suddenly that can do 70 and really surprise your opponent. Same with Ninetales. Ninetales can like one-shot anything early on, because you've got Flamethrower that already does 90, which is pretty good for 2 power, 2 energy, sorry. But then if you play a Blaine, that's doing 120. That's without weaknesses, which deals with tons of early game. And this deck quite often can get to the point where you can actually burn out the Pokemon they're actually trying to build up fast enough that they don't get to the point where they build it up. And if you knock out that Pokemon that they've been trying to stack energy on, the game's probably over, even if it's not literally over. So that is the idea, really. Get these Pokemon out and then just chain Giovanni, Blaine, Blaine, Giovanni. Obviously, you can do one per turn. I understand that, of course. But just pump out damage super fast, super low energy requirement. And because we don't run EX, we can play this game with, you know, they'll have to chomp through 2 Ninetales worth of attacks, or, you know, 1 Ninetales and 2 Rapidash. So because they have to chomp through 3 separate Pokemon, it means that we have a chance to get 3, you know, at least 3 big attacks out, without counting some of the early Pokemon that we can just one tap, because we have these sort of big power spikes in that early game. In terms of changes, one thing that you probably could experiment with is like 1 less potion or 2 less potions. Or you can take out maybe an X speed if you really like the potions, and put in Sabrina's to then try and snipe, do these like 90 to 120 damage bursts from Ninetales on their bench. So if they're like trying to build a War Turtle, swap it in, then boom, Blaine, get it finished, and then that'll win your game. So that's kind of the idea with this list. But we will play a few games and put it to the test. Okay, let's get into our game. Oh, Regis. I wonder if this is Regis Kilbin. Friend of mine. Let's see how we can get going. Looks like they're playing Dark. Okay. We have our big options of Ponyta or Ponyta, so I'm guessing we're picking Ponyta to start. We'll put another one on the bench as well, just in case we want to X speed out for whatever reason. But this doesn't feel like a too bad opening here, because we will guarantee ourselves a Vulpix with this Pokeball, and then we have Professor's Research to really cycle and try and get hold of those Blaines and the Giovannis to start maybe sniping some of these earlier Pokemon. Because as soon as we go Rapidash, being able to potentially like second attack for 70 out of nowhere can really upset some people. So my opponent's just looking for the setup. Hopefully nothing too big. Okay, Coughing. This is actually very, very doable here now. So we have a potion, that's fine. So we'll start off. You always want a Pokeball first to draw the base Pokemon out. Then you can Professor's Research to then draw 2 that won't be one of the base Pokemon, because it's already out of the deck, sort of thing. We do get an X speed, and another Pokeball. And this is something I like about this style of deck. And it's a style I've sort of leaned to, which is as minimal Pokemon as possible, because suddenly we've got the Pokeballs and the base Pokemon out of the deck. So now it's just the trainers, all the evolutions, and that's it. So I don't know. Maybe this is just a style I like, but I like being able to just filter out the Pokemon really, really fast, or at least the base ones, and then know what you have a much more like confirmed view of what your draw is going to be. Whereas if you're running like 12, 14 Pokemon, you could draw anything. You have to then think even more about how you build your bench at any given moment. If you put too much on your bench or not enough, it's a lot of messing around. Opponent's now going to get that damage with Coughing, which is going to be a little bit annoying. But again, we have Rapidash. So if we get this Rapidash and we draw a Blaine, the Coughing's gone. It's just gone like that, which is what we kind of rely on. We did not get it, but we did get a Ninetails. Okay, so I think, let me think. This is where it gets a bit tricky. We've not attached energy yet, and we could X speed. So I think we'll put the fresh one in. Yeah, we can use the X speed just to get this Ponyta out. We'll put the fresh one in just to not be worried about wheezing or anything. I will evolve a Ninetales since we've got it again. So there's a lot of things to play around in this game so far, but a lot of it is like, do I want my Ninetales to be red carded away? Not really. So we'll just jam it down. Now we can just funnel energy into Ninetales and threaten these Pokemon, because if you look now, if this Coughing doesn't do something, it doesn't evolve, it's just long gone, or retreat, obviously. And if they retreat into like Ekans, well, that's potentially long gone as well, because we do have access to a potential Blaine. It's going to go Wheezing, okay. So it's still only 70. It's still in Blaine reach. And also, Rapidash can actually survive these Wheezing attacks. It's not too bad. It's like, with the poison, oh, okay, there's a potion. That's a little bit tricky. They know they know they're in the danger zone then, let's say. Okay, they're going to hit me with the tackle. No problem. We do have our own potion. And we do have to be a little bit careful. I think we will have to potion because they might want to swap out into Arbok if they have Koga. So I think it's fine to just potion, honestly. And do we want to push? It's tricky because like Ninetails is gonna like kill Weezing or like knock out Weezing, sorry. Because there's a world where we X speed into Ponyta, but nah, I think we'll just push the damage, just in case. Now, unless they have exactly Koga, they can't really switch out because Weezing is very hefty and costs 3 to retreat. So I'm not super scared of the Arbok quite yet. And we have, again, draws for Giovanni. And, oh, are they going to do this in X speed? If they X speed and retreat, this is really spicy because if we have a Giovanni or a Blaine, Ninetails just deletes Arbok. And I think if Arbok gets taken out like that quickly, the game probably ends. Okay. Okay, well, let's do some research. It does mean if we draw Giovanni or whatever, we can't use it now. There's Blaine. I think we X speed. Bring back the Rapidash. Bring out the Ninetails. And then we just flamethrow it. We take down the Weezing. The Arbok hits us for 60. And then we can just take out the Arbok with Blaine. Again, unless we get a red carded. And suddenly, this like early burst before our opponents have really got going feels pretty strong. It'll be even nicer if we draw a Giovanni so we don't have to use up the Blaine. Because we only need 10 more damage from this Ninetails. Okay, Grimer. Probably going to look at Muck next turn. Muck could be a bit scary. Especially when I can't remember how much damage Muck does. Okay, so because of Arbok, our Ninetails can't retreat, but we did get the Giovanni, which is huge. So second energy to juice the flamethrower. We'll potion this. I'm a little bit scared, though, because I'm scared of Muck. But we will Giovanni. And that's what I'm talking about. Just maximum damage all the time. Flamethrower on the Arbok. And now we have effectively a Rapidash with a Blaine plus something else to try and get through if they have the Muck for the Evolve. And yeah, I can't remember how much. I think, does Muck do 70? I really can't remember how much Muck does because I don't have a Muck. Yeah, I think I don't have a Muck. Oh. Okay. They chose to play out Coughing, and we only need 1 more point to win. I'm guessing they have a Weezing again, so they're going to evolve Coughing into Weezing, poison me, and then see if that's enough. No, it's not conceded, because they know the Ninetails just pumping out the damage. Okay, here we go. Into our game. Let's have a look. I'm going to be going first. Okay. And we have Vulpix into Ninetails with some damage boost available. Vulpix isn't too bad. The only problem or something you have to be wary of is without the Ninetails, Vulpix does the opposite of what we want to do with this deck. Normally, we want to go, full damage, full face constantly. Vulpix draws the game out, so it's something to be a little bit aware of. There's no point us going any of this, so it's pretty simple. We just go Professor Research, see if we can get hold of a... There we go, Ponyta. Now we've got all the options in the world for next turn. We don't get to attach an energy, of course, but now we have X speed to swap around if we want freely. And then we have Ninetails into the big push. So there's a world where we can actually go X speed, Rapidash, Fire Energy, hit with Blaine, and hit and just delete this Doduo, which is pretty nice, honestly. Okay, so we've got Doduo, they've got Jinx in the back. We kind of naturally play around Jinx anyway, while because we don't use that much energy in the deck. Wow, okay, they're drawing a lot of basics. Ooh, okay. And this is what I'm talking about, right? If you look at this opening now, it's kind of ridiculous. So we can go 1 energy on the Ponyta, evolve the Ponyta into Rapidash. We everything retreats for 1 anyway, but just for good ordering, I would then X speed next. We X speed out just to get this Rapidash involved. Rapidash is already juiced with our 1 total energy we've attached this game, and now our opponent put 1 energy onto Doduo, so that's like a whole turn's worth of resources committed. We can evolve the Ninetails now, I think, just to be safe. We'll get this. We'll do this. Get the other Ponyta down. That's fine. But now we have 40, and then we can just Blaine. It's a bit overkill at the surface with Blaining to knock out a Doduo, but the if they hadn't attached energy to it and they put it on Jinx, this would be way worse. But because they've attached energy to it, this feels great. We've just deleted all of their energy that they've played so far in the game. And we're 1 point ahead, and Rapidash is full health. Then we can start juicing Ninetails to be able to just like look at this, delete this Jinx from the game if we really need to. And even now, look at this Golett. 3 energy before it even starts getting cooking. Okay, 4 energy. Okay, so they're gonna... This is just gonna sit there and they're gonna try and get us with the Jinx, I guess, is the plan. Double Jinx. Jinx is a card I do want to experiment with more. I think it's really powerful. We do have a potion that's going to help, so that's not too bad. Yeah, we have 40. We might swap the Ninetails in. We'll have to see how this goes. But for now, very simple. Put the energy on the Ninetails and attack with the Rapidash. One thing I'm a little bit scared of, if we check the discard, they won't have done it yet, but they've already drawn a decent amount of cards, which means it's more likely that they have Pokeballs, for example. We'd love card draw. We did not get it, however. If we... 30, 40, 50, 70... Oh, wait, this is really good, isn't it? Okay, yeah, I think this is really good. So we X speed now. I think we're in a great spot. We X speed. We retreat the Rapidash to bring out Ninetails. We juice the Ninetails with the energy for the flamethrower. We potion Ninetails, so it's not... I don't think it gets taken out by Jinx, because it should be 70, not 90. And then we play Giovanni again for this sort of surprise extra damage. And then suddenly, Flamethrower's doing 100, and Golurk is being yeeted and deleted from the game. So now they have Jinx, which I believe does 30 and then 20 and 20, right? Yeah, 30 damage and then 20 for each energy attached to... oh, wait, it'll do even less because we actually burn an energy. Yeah, they've got no chance. And then Ninetails just takes down the Jinx. So tons of damage, nice and early. Got the job done once again with those Blaines and Giovannis making the difference. Taking out Golett that 1 turn earlier. Taking out the Doduo out of nowhere on our first attack of the game. Very, very, very powerful indeed.